What's up, guys? Welcome to Game Time. This is Super089 here. And no, those screenshots you just looked at weren't top secret screens from World of Warcraft's newest expansion. They're actually from a completely different game. Published by G Potato, we're looking at Allods Online or Allods Online. Either way you say it, it sounds like some sort of weird pain medication. And the best way I know to describe this game is to say it's World of Warcraft if World of Warcraft was created by Russians. And if you watch a lot of videos on my channel, then you know that I compare almost everything to World of Warcraft, but I think especially on this occasion it's well warranted. Here's the login screen, and I'm going to go ahead and key in my password and log into the game and show you guys character select and character creation. This is character creation. Apparently it automatically chose my server for me, the one server that I did not have a character on. And as you can see, similar to WoW, you have two basic factions. You have the League over here on the left, and on the right you have the Empire. And I'll go ahead and say, and as you'll see as we move through the video, basically the League is like the Alliance and the Empire is like the Horde. The League is basically Russia. Their capital city looks suspiciously like a medieval Moscow, and the Empire is basically Nazi Germany. Their capital looks suspiciously like Nazi Berlin. And it's sort of a weird clash between sort of steampunkish elements with the Empire and then traditional fantasy with the League. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and select the League, and I'm going to click a button, and okay, here is character creation. And right on, I just want to say that in terms of presentation, Allods is top notch. There are very few free-to-play MMORPGs that have a better presentation than Allods Online. But the race selection is rather limited. On each side, you really only have about 3 choices per race. You have the well, in terms of the, I believe they have different names for League and Empire, but in terms of the League, the humans are called the Connians, and then you have the elves, which are like giant fairies, and then the Gibberlings. Now the Gibberlings are quite interesting, and I know you're seeing 3 of them, and that's no accident. When you play as a Gibberling, you don't just play as one. You actually have 3 characters, and it's not really it's not really 2 additional characters. The 3 characters actually move around as one character, but it's still just something unique and something that is not really replicated in a lot of MMOs, for better or for worse, depending on who you are. Okay, and you have a number of different classes you can pick from over here on the right, and it's going to tell you which races can be certain classes and which ones cannot. So to keep things simple, we'll just go ahead with the basic, let's go with the Crusader, which looks like it's a Paladin type class. It says, Connian Crusaders can perform a special attack that inflicts periodic damage on an enemy. Well, that certainly says a lot. And you can pick, of course, between male and female. This game does not have gender locked classes. That's an immediate plus. And like several games, you can actually preview your equipment. This is what you're going to start out in, this little tunic. Medium level equipment. And top level equipment. So again, you can see how, at least, especially, not only the art style, but the equipment as well, sort of mirrors what you would find in World of Warcraft. So we'll go ahead and start with this guy. And we can give him a character name and go ahead and get into the game, or we can customize him a little bit. This game has a fairly acceptable amount of character customization options, pretty standard. Nothing overly impressive, but nothing poorly done either. And of course, but most of the hairstyles and facial hair and everything is very Russian influenced, because the developer of this game, and G Potato is not the developer. G Potato is only the publisher. The developer of this game, I think, is somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Astrom Nival or something like that. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. They're actually Russian based, so you are going to see, especially in the League, you're going to see a heavy Russian influence. So as I'm just playing around here with the character customization options, you can sort of see the wide variety of options I have. But for the sake of time, we'll go ahead and we'll just give him a totally random name, just put in a bunch of characters, and we'll hit this check mark, which means I can create my character. And there he is. He's a level 1 Crusader, and there's a little tutorial that you have to play through before you get to the main portion of the game. and we'll go ahead and play through that. And like I said right here, and like I just got through saying, of course, this is basically this little dialog box here. It's just telling you that yes, you are going to have to complete a tutorial before you go into the main game. Here's the loading screen. Again, very high quality presentation. Okay, now we're actually in the game, and as you can see, this looks a lot like World of Warcraft. And and I've got to say, if there is one game that looks even more like a Disney cartoon than World of Warcraft, it's this one. I mean, I really do think this game actually looks more like a Disney cartoon than World of Warcraft. Anyway, some basic tutorial stuff telling you how to move and how to select things, but we already know how to do that. I'm gonna disable the tips because we don't need to be looking at any of those tips. We're going to click on this NPC. He's got a quest for me. He wants me to go over here or follow him. I've actually done this several times on different characters, but it has been a while. So if I'm a little bit unsure of exactly what I'm supposed to do, bear with me here. And we're going to sit around, and this guy is going to talk. And you're about to see something happen that's pretty unexpected, but it's kind of cool to be in a tutorial like this. So as I'm just kind of running around waiting on something to happen, of course it's telling me that I need to listen to this guy's speech. Oh my god, what is that? And okay. I can't see what's going on. What's going on? Oh my goodness, everyone's dead. Okay, there's a couple. No, there's some people survived, obviously, which is a good thing. Okay, but it looks like that guy that was talking, it looks like he died somehow. And I gotta go talk to this guy, complete the quest, accept another quest, and I've gotta go. What do I gotta do? Oh, I have to inventory. I got my weapon. Yeah, you press the I key, well, not the I key, you press the B key to open your inventory. And strangely, if you press the I key, it opens up your character key, and every time you level up, you can manually set your own stat points. So we're going to add a point to strength. Go ahead and do that. And we're going to follow these guys down this tunnel. And as you can see, it's very as you can see, this is a pretty nice tutorial. There's obviously a lot of time and effort went into this. And this game, in my honest opinion, this game is actually something that I think you could ask a monthly fee for. This is probably one of, if not G Potato's, most impressive, at least technically speaking and feature-wise, one of their most impressive offerings on their gaming portal. The one problem that I have with Allods, and the one problem that I've always had with Allods, is the combat system. The combat system is, and I know I may or may not get a lot of criticism for saying this, but the combat system in Allods is positively awful. And I do mean that in the truest sense of the word. It is awful. It is, at least in the lower levels, because I've never quite had the patience to make it past level 30. Combat in Allods, and you may not be able to see this quite as well here, because we are still in the tutorial. Things are going to be especially easy. But combat is so slow. It is such an effort just to kill something in Allods. And that really detracts from what would otherwise be a great experience, because like I said, Allods is incredibly high quality, and it's a very fun game, and it's a fun alternative to WoW. But it's just that the combat, for me, the combat absolutely kills this game's chances of actually hooking me in for the long haul. And also, I've heard a lot of complaints about the game's cash shop. I can't really comment for sure. I guess I haven't gotten far enough into the game to really see just how bad the cash shop actually influences the game. So I really don't want to comment for sure either way. All I'm saying is it's well documented the issues that people have with the cash shop, and I just leveled up, so I can go ahead and add some more to my stats. I'm going to add another point in strength, and I'm going to go talk to this dude and complete my quest. Gonna complete this quest. He's giving me another quest, and which is basically to go talk to this dude over here. And look how high you jump. You press the space bar to jump, and you jump like, I don't even know. You jump like 4 or 5 feet in the air. It's insane. And I'm gonna talk to this guy and complete the quest. And I've got to kill some more things. And this little arrow, oh my god, I was not expecting that. Anyway, this little arrow tells me I have to go down and kill these guys. And apparently I was just going to go down there anyway, just as I was looking down there, I just kind of fell down. But I mean, I think even in the tutorial, now I'm fighting all this stuff, even in the tutorial you can see what I mean by the slow combat. I mean, even in the tutorial, the mobs I'm fighting, it just takes too long to kill them. It should not take this long to kill these mobs. It's absolutely ridiculous that it does. It just absolutely kills the game. I'm not sure what they were thinking, again, when they designed this combat system. Because, at least in the lower levels, it's absolutely awful. I don't know how it fares in the higher levels, the level cap. I don't know. It's probably a lot better. I'll say that. It probably is a lot better. But first impressions do matter, and if the game's not going to hook me from the beginning, it's going to be very, very hard for me to stick it out to the end. It says I have to use some sort of elixir thing, so I have to go click this chest. I open the chest, and I guess I click this button? Yeah, okay. I click the button, I use the elixir, now I gotta talk to the dude again. I completed the quest, and what do I do now? Okay, he's got another quest for me. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to accept the quest. And it looks like I'm going to have to follow him again. I think I could be wrong, but I think I'm nearing the end of the tutorial. I don't have very much longer to go, so I can show you guys the gameplay when you get out into the actual world. Now, although you don't actually reach the capital, or per se, the main area of the game until you're about level 8 or 10 or so. But this right here, this little tutorial that we're in right here is completely instanced. There are no other players. In the area that we're going to be dropped off at upon completion of this tutorial, there will be plenty of other players around. Or at least there will be other players. I won't promise that there's plenty, because I really don't know. I don't know how many people are still playing this game. I know for a while it was popular, and then complaints about the cash shop kind of hurt the game. But I don't know if people have returned or if more and more people are leaving the game every day. I don't know, but they are still providing several content updates for it. It's updated frequently, and again, I will say it's probably one of the premier free-to-play games. Now, like I said, I didn't include it on my top 5 list of top 5 free-to-play games. I kind of wanted to, simply because it is such a high-quality game. It may not be my cup of tea, but I can't deny the fact that, again, it is a very high-quality game. But I simply didn't include it because the main criteria for me in terms of free-to-play games is a fair cash shop. And I had heard too much negativity stemming from people that were talking about the cash shop in Allods. So I didn't want to include that and have a lot of people upset at me, because Allods technically is free-to-play, but you could actually stand to spend a lot more money in Allods than other pay-to-play MMOs. Anyway, I finished that, and I'm going to talk to this chick here, and I get a choice between a bow and a wand. Neither one of them, well, I guess I can use the wand. That's kind of... I don't know why I would use a wand as a crusader, but we'll go with that. I'm sure I'll get a sword eventually. I completed this quest, and I don't know what I have to do, but I think I'm just going to follow this chick down here. And I'm just going to go further down. Clumsy zombie. I'm going to attack him. And, again, just look at the artwork. It's fairly impressive. Look at the detail on... Well, it's kind of hard to see. I just killed it, but maybe you've seen throughout the whole video. Just think about the detail, on the mobs that you fight. This game really could rival a lot of pay-to-play MMOs if it were released as pay-to-play. Should only have to kill a few more of these guys before I get all the way down and we can finish this tutorial off, and then I can show you guys a bit of the main game world before I have to leave. And okay, he's dead, and I'm gonna continue going on down here, and I think I have to talk to this guy. Yeah, okay. Gonna click complete. Gonna click accept. And it's telling me I have to kill this dude, and he's right down there. So let's see what happens when I try to attack him. Let's just go ahead and jump down. And I'm gonna try to attack his zombie friend first. Try to kill him before I work on the other guy, and just see what happens. And here we go. He's dead. Okay. Now this guy's already down to half health thanks to my friends that are already attacking him. And shouldn't take too much longer. And he's dead. Okay. Or as close to dead, I guess, as he's going to be for this this particular quest. I finished that quest, and I got a new club right after I got that other one, which is kind of strange. And I'm going to accept this quest. And it tells me I have to defeat astral demons. And I think, yeah, they're going to start spawning any minute now while that little guy is trying to open the door. Or the portal, I should say. She's trying to open this portal. And the demons are coming from here. Okay. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done this, so bear with me. I'm already getting kind of tired of fighting these guys. No, I won't lie. But we're almost through. We just bear with me just for a little while, and then once I finish this and get to the main world, I'll tell you a little bit about the game in terms of in-game content and things of that nature. Why people want to play Allods over other free-to-play MMOs. What it has to offer that other free-to-play MMOs do not. It's actually very difficult to talk about in any great length or detail while I'm being attacked and while I'm attacking things. So, if I can go ahead and hope that this won't last much longer before I can go ahead and get to a point where I can actually stop and talk a little bit, because I really don't know what else I can say about the combat. It does speak for itself. It's fairly standard. There is no auto attack, and it's very, very slow. It might look like there's an auto attack. It kind of works like the Old Republic. Not that I'm calling the Old Republic's combat slow, because I'm not. It works like the Old Republic in that there is no auto attack, but there's basically an attack that functions like an auto attack. It's called your basic attack, and it's basically the button you're going to press when everything else is on cooldown. So, there kind of is an auto attack, even though it's technically not considered auto attack in the truest sense. Now this guy, you have to move him over here. You can't actually kill him yourself. And okay. I did that. Now let's see what happens to him. He's being attacked by some kind of orbs of some kind, and that killed him. So I killed the astral demon. I'm gonna talk to this girl here. I'm gonna complete the quest. Gonna accept another one, and I'm gonna go ahead and press the B key, and I'm gonna equip my gear. And what I do, and again, what I like about this is look at how the environment changed once that demon was defeated in that big explosion. Look how the environment's changed. That's fairly nice. So I'm going to step through the portal, and here's a loading screen, and it's automatically going to take me into the actual game world, the Conian Archipelago, which is where you will actually start off. It's the first overworld zone in the game. And I'll go ahead now and just tell you a little bit about Allods. Allods Online, again, like I said before, is very, very similar, or what I would consider World of Warcraft if it was developed by Russians. Like I said, the art style and the setting, very reminiscent of Russia or Germany, sort of that World War II era. Not that the game is set anywhere near World War II era, but it's sort of inspired by that whole conflict because, like I said, the sort of considered evil faction in the game is modeled after Nazi Germany, and the good faction in the game is modeled after Russia. Anyway, these two factions are actually fighting against one another, and this game has a huge PvP emphasis, and I don't know the exact name of it, so Allods fans, bear with me here. But I do know you can, if you'll look up at the sky, you see how, I don't know in what detail you can see this, but you see these little membrane-ish looking things that are sort of in the sky there. Well, if I hit my map, notice how this is like one giant floating island. Well, that's pretty much the entire world of Allods. You see, and I could be wrong here, but I think that's where the name comes from. I think the Allods, so to speak, are the individual little islands that you will stop and do quests in and that sort of thing, progress your character. And in between that, you have this vast expanse of space, which I can't quite remember what it's called. And you can actually board these ships, and I believe that certain guilds can even have their own ships where they can fly into. I think it's astral something. They can fly. They can fly into that space, and that's where you engage in. That's just one of the places where you can engage in PvP combat with the members of the other faction. Other than that, it's fairly open world PvP, at least in terms of faction versus faction gameplay. And of course, there are instance dungeons very similar to your standard MMO, and there are also raids for in-game content. So it has a lot to offer people that really enjoy the more standard type of MMO. And I'm bypassing a lot of these quests because we are running low on time, and I just wanted to show you guys what the first overland zone looks like, give you sort of a lay of the land, because again, I could do quests in here for at least another couple of hours before I would actually be finished. And this is actually a sort of a boring zone. This is not my favorite zone by far. I think actually at level, I could be wrong, around level 20 maybe, you actually go to a snowy area, which looks pretty nice. And well, before I close, I'll close on this. The game has pretty nice graphics. Some people would go so far as to say the game looks better than World of Warcraft. And of course, right now, well, gee, World of Warcraft. Let me count the games that look better than World of Warcraft. But keep in mind, this is free to play, and at least up until maybe the last couple of years, free to play games were held to a much lower standard. And artistically speaking, WoW still looks pretty nice, I think. But this game does look a lot sharper, has a much sharper image. And you might be wondering why that is, but I can tell you. I'm going to hit the escape button, and I'm going to navigate down to video options, and I'm going to click the advanced video tab. And there's a slider here that says sharpness. Now, I can decrease that all the way down to 1. Can't go all the way down to 0. Apply and hit accept. And suddenly, the game loses a lot of its graphical appeal. And strangely seems to run at a much lower frame rate for a few seconds. But so the game's graphics, maybe technically speaking, aren't quite as nice as they first appear. But yeah, you have to actually use that sharpness filter to make things appear to look much prettier than they actually are. Now you can go higher, but I personally find that past 3, which is the default setting, the game actually looks uglier than it did on a lower setting. So, but you can, if you actually download this game yourself, you can experiment with that and see what you like. Anyway, that about does it for me. If you like the game, if you want to learn more about it, you want to download it, check it out. I included the link in the video description. Give it a shot. I definitely recommend it. Anyway, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or if there's got something you want me to take a look at or talk about in my next video, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week.